Dan Oak, and I'm a student at Athabasca University, currently taking the course COMP308, Java for Programmers. And I actually completed this code, which is for tutor marked exercise 3, a little while ago. And in fact, I did my final exam approximately 2 weeks ago. And I had this code, complete, or at least up to this point, 2 weeks ago, but I didn't submit it before the exam. And as I'm going through it now, just doing some of the running, I notice I'm having a couple issues. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So if I come down to here, I compile my greenhouse controls.java. He compiles, and if I run the command java greenhouse controls.java -f, and I'll explain this after, but this essentially says just run the code from this file. When I do that, you'll see here it says system restarting system and reading events from file, and then all these events happen. Thermostat on night setting, light on, light off, greenhouse water is on, and then power out event triggered, error power outage detected, emergency shutdown, power outage detected. So the events that happened though were thermostat on, night setting, then light on and off, water on, and then this event happened. And where is that coming from? That is coming from example 4. So this file is being read from the by the program, and these numbers in the time indicate at how many seconds, well in milliseconds, but 2000 milliseconds, 2 seconds, how many seconds after the program has started should this event happen. So as you can see, thermostat night, that event happens at 0 time immediately, which is why it's the first one to happen here. And then light on happens at 2 seconds, and then the next event happens light off at 4 seconds. So again, it's not the order of how they're listed here, it's the timing of when it's to happen. So we have light on, light off, and then the next one is at 6 seconds, so 6,000 milliseconds, which is water on. You can see that here. And then last is the power out event, which is an event that basically shuts the program down. It's to simulate a power outage. So that happens right after, about half a second after the water on event, which is what's happening here. But then when I go to restore the program, using this command, -d for dump out, this should restore the program, it restores it. So system restored from dump.out file, fix applied, power restored, resuming greenhouse system, all that. But then we get all this stuff immediately. There's no timings or anything. We get greenhouse waters off, thermostat on day setting, bell event 5, bell event started and terminating. So again, let's look at this and see if we can figure out what's happening. The last thing that happened was power out at 6500. The next thing that should be happening when we come back should be, well, fans on and then fans off. So fans on would have happened at 7 seconds, fans off at 8 seconds, then the bell event, and it rings like 5 times and whatnot. And then from there, water off, and thermostat day, and last but not least, it looks to be the terminate, which just terminates the program. But that's not what's happening. The order here is off. The first thing that happens after we resume is greenhouse water is off. Well, why is that? Let's see where greenhouse water off is. It's right here. So why is that happening right away? And why is the fan stuff not happening? And then after greenhouse water is off, then we have thermostat day setting. Well, that happens right here. And then bell ring. It seems like it's just going in the order. Do you see here? Whatever order it chose. It started off here, water off, thermostat day, and then bell event. And then it skipped water on, light off, but then it went to terminate. So what's happening, at least what I believe is happening, and obviously it's been a little bit since I've looked at this code, and if you're probably wondering, if you're watching, why did I do my final exam without submitting these? Because I really needed to do the final exam so I wouldn't have to re-study, skill fade, when it's been a little bit. So I figured I'd rather go back and fiddle with the code and do any like tweaks I need to do, because I had all 4 of the tutor mark exercises complete, or at least the 90% solution. Obviously, as I'm running this now, there is a glitch here, but it'll be hopefully fairly easy to fix this glitch. So that's why I moved on. But what I can see is happening, and it probably would have been more apparent and easier for me to fix if I'd done it 2 weeks ago, because since then I've switched over and done some other code, like Arduino code for COMP308, finished up that course. But basically what's happened is these anything that got executed during the original run before the power outage event got eliminated off the list. So if I copy this over, and let's just bring up a notepad. So I'm just going to show this here. So anything that happened on the list and that got let me just see, view, zoom. Let's make that a little bigger. So anything that happened already, like for example this, when I first started the event, again if you see down here thermostat on night setting, when I first started, that happened, that got eliminated off the list, so gone. Then light on, light off. Light on happened at 2 seconds, gone. Light off happened at 4 seconds, gone. Greenhouse water is on. Where's water on? Happened at 6 seconds, gone. And then my power out event was triggered, and I had all my error message stuff that happens with that. So the power out event happened at 6.5 seconds, 6,500 seconds. That's what happened there. So this is what's left in the list. So here, this causes serialization. So we send it. We do an object output stream. We create an object output stream. Serialize all of our current state for the greenhouse controls object. And then when we deserialize it, when we apply the fix, so system restored from dump.out, fix applied, resuming greenhouse system, then the reason the first thing that happens is greenhouse water is off is because this is what was left in the event list. And so what do? We just do the first thing. It's now ignoring the times, because the time, I'm realizing now, I didn't restart. Basically the time was based off of when the code originally started, and I used the system current millisecond time function to grab the current milliseconds when the program started, but I did that the first time when the program started. When I restart this, I'm not grabbing that again. I'm not comparing these events against that time. So they're essentially always ready, because in my where is it? When in my run function, I basically, as I iterate through the event list, I go, if the event is ready, then I'm going to do this stuff. I'm basically going to, call the action of the event and then remove it from the list. But they're always all ready. Every event is ready, because after I shut down, and there's been, significant amount of time, whatever number of seconds, the time has passed that all the events all of the events are ready, because all of the events are ready because I don't restart the time. So now it's just going to go through the list sequentially in order. So the first thing is water off, thermostat day, bell, and then finally terminate, which is why we never get to fans on and fans off, even though as far as time goes, chronologically, they should have happened first. We're just going through the list as it is in the file, as things were listed sequentially in the file. So we get water off, thermostat day, bell, terminate. Water off, thermostat day, bell, terminating. So that's obviously an issue I need to fix, that I should have looked at closely before, but I didn't. So I'm going to shut this down and I'll come back with a fix for that.